be gracing at 6 a.m. Indian Standard Time. And you can get ready your questions. You can get ready the naivedyams, you can get ready the offerings, and you can get ready your inner space. Sit with us, join us, and relax. Continue to be with us throughout this whole program, even if you're just logged in. Ensure that you're as much as possible listening, imbibing, and internalizing the powerful cognitions of Devi Parashakti. And you will have the darshan and diksha of the Devi Parashakti, and then soon after that, you will be able to manifest the powers of Devi Parashakti. So now let us enter into the next segments of today's program. Before that, I would like to briefly introduce to each and every one of you the very being who is making this available today, making the science of Bhava Samadhi Darshan, the science of power manifestation, the science of temple-based lifestyle, all available for each and every one of us. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Kailasa, the macrocosmic, ancient, Hindu, enlightened, civilizational nation. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashiva as per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors who are enlightened masters and adepts. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had made the science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based universities as a lifestyle for humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also the incumbent emperor of the 14 ancient indigenous kingdoms, including as ordained as the 233rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kanchi Kailasa Sarvajnapeetham, or the Kande Mandalam Adinam. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the emperor of the Surya Vamsa Surangi Samrajyam, the present 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Kailash Shonata Shamalapita Sarvajnapeetham, or the Madurai Adinam, the present Mahamandaleshwar, supreme spiritual head of the Mahanirvani Akada, largest apex monastic order. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar, the head of all the spiritual leaders of the Atal Akada. And finally, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharma Mukti Svargapunam Adinam. And as of 2015, by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was elected as such, elected with the title of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and ritualistically coordinated as Bhagwan, literally manifesting the divine in human form. And this happened in 2015 in January. Now, with this, we have come to a conclusion of the introduction for this whole program, and I welcome you to even explore some more of the various different contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on nithyanandapedia.org, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has tirelessly worked in order to ensure that all the work, every single thing that he's contributed, is available to humanity forever. And everything, as they say, anything on the internet is forever. And that is exactly why the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had ensured that all the books, that the more than 300 books that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had authored over the last 26 years, and authored either in English, Tamil, or Sanskrit, and then gotten translated in more than 50 different languages, and as well the 20,000 hours of discourses, speeches, spiritual discourses, even the sessions, the question and answer sessions, and the darshans, the dikshas, and so much of the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is uploaded to Nithyanandapedia, as well as Kailasa's Nithyananda YouTube channel, which many of you are joining us from. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has established Kailasa's ancient enlightened Hindu university called Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu University, which is reviving the Jnanalaya, the huge library for the ancient Hindu scriptures and the knowledge belief system of Hinduism. And as well, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is extremely well known for his commentary on all of the various different Hindu scriptures, including the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, the Shiva Sutras, the Yoga Sutras, the Brahma Sutras, and we can go on naming more. And finally, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been recognized as among the world's foremost leading advocates for elimination of violence against women, elimination of violence against women of indigenous communities, especially the Adi-Shaivite minority tradition, the Hindu tradition, and as well as Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is ensuring that each and every one of us is achieving the superconscious breakthrough day in and day out, no matter what. And with this program also, today we're having the live Parashakti Akashic reading beginning at 6 a.m. Indian Standard Time and 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I invite each and every one of you, and also invite you to share with all your family and friends. Take a few minutes right now and let's get ready. Let's share with as many people as possible the divine presence of Devi Parashakti amongst us today. Now, we'll be moving on into the next segment of today's program, where we'll be understanding the Shaktis of Paramashiva. Have you ever wondered what is the highest peak possibility of a human being? And perhaps you yourself have seen human beings who have been able to hold their breath underwater for a long time, who have been able to go without food for so many months, and human beings who are able to levitate, to materialize, and everything. If you ever wondered how this is possible and how can I do it? Today in this program and in this next segment, exactly, you will be able to experience exactly how you can manifest extraordinary powers. Joining with me right now is Ma Nithyananda, who is a Nithyananda Gurukul Balasan, and she is initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and trained in order to manifest and demonstrate the powers of Paramashiva. And she'll now be demonstrating the powers of the third eye, and also she'll share some of the experiences and the results of the extraordinary powers manifested through herself.
And yes, and in today's Bhava Samadhi Darshan, all of you will also be receiving the initiations into the third eye awakening and various other powers with the blessings and grace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So all of you will be manifesting the following powers of third eye, which is seeing with the eyes blindfolded, and also various other powers. And for those of you who might be wondering, where exactly is the third eye located and how it works? So the third eye is a cosmic browsing center located between the brows, and which upon initiation one can effortlessly express powers and see through the third eye just as you would with your two eyes. So now let's see what are Shaktis. What exactly are the Shaktis that we're speaking about and how they work?
In the Veda-agamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired and endowed to be able to manifest the 463 plus powers, the extraordinary Shaktis, and are as described in a system, a method, and science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and to have access to the various states of consciousness. Shaktis manifest from a fundamental cognition that you are divine and you need to manifest divine, not that you are man and you need to reach the divine.
And some of you might have heard the term siddhis, as it's a very common term used for any type of extraordinary manifestation. So let's look at the difference between Shaktis and siddhis. Shakti is expressed from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection and high integrity with the Guru, and are a source of enlightenment, whereas these are powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment and are on the path of enlightenment.
And here are some more differences between the Shaktis and the Siddhis. On one side, the Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after initiation from the avatar. And on the other hand, Siddhis might divert you even for enlightenment. And Shaktis are permanent, whether you might believe it or not. And Siddhis, on the other hand, are not permanent. And they actually might divert you from enlightenment itself.
And the source of all these Shaktis, Paramashiva, is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging, beyond time, space, form, and causality. And as the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, or the five cosmic acts of Shrishti, which is creation, Sthiti, sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Throbhava, pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, which is liberating grace for all living entities.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as the 1008th living incarnation and representative of Paramashiva, and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, and the great cosmic borderless Hindu nation. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been cradle of enlightened beings and warmly achieved sciences. It was where the science of enlightenment and where powers was lived and taught as a lifestyle. For the first time, in the modern day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving this power manifestation science at a record-breaking, never accomplished before way.
And all of this knowledge and these sciences are passed down from one generation to the next through the science of Diksha initiation by enlightened gurus. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age, was trained and taught by his gurus the science of to revive the initiations and knowledge repositories for billions, to manifest the science of manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yoga powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham, and much more. And you can also see all the various gurus and enlightened mutants, gurus who trained and transformed into these sciences ever since he was young, the Guru Parampara, the lineage of gurus.
Now, let us understand how we can awaken the divine Shaktis inside of us. What's the exact process, and can I do it anywhere that I want? Is it something that has conditions or has any kind of fine print description? No.
Yes, so every ultimate truth, jnana, is mapped into your consciousness, prajna, and manifests as a possibility and power of every being, prajna.
And let's see the evidence of power manifestation, which is authentication of the four aspects of evidence. One is Shastra Pramana, the second is the Apta Pramana, the third is the Atma Pramana, and the fourth is the Sakshi Pramana. And the Shastra Pramana, it is basically the Shastra Pramana, that is unchangeable truths revealed in the source scripture, experiences and results of the Aptas or the authorities of Hinduism, and the Vedic rishis and scientists who time told and foolproof each and every one of these powers and tested it on themselves. And finally, the Atma Pramana is where is the account of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself and the millennia's under avatars personal experience of the avatar. And finally, the Pratyaksha Pramana is the empirical evidence from the observation and scientific experimentation.
And for those of you who might be wondering, what exactly are these Vedas and Agamas in which Paramashiva has described all of these sciences in an elaborate way? So the Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for Hindus and are the pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. And the Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology and the applied sciences are expanded. So the Vedas and Agamas, the Vedagamas, are given the status of Shruti as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate eternal unchangeable truths. And a reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called the Shastra Pramana.
Now, let's get ready to witness the unique power demonstration of the powers of third eye. We'll now be entering into the sacred Brahmanas on the power of seeing through the third eye.
So the Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. I'll be chanting it now. Kapalantar manonyasya तिष्ठन्मीलितलोचनः क्रमेण मनसोदाद्यात् लक्ष्ये लक्ष्यमुत्तमम्. And the translation for this is, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind in inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Lakshyam by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashiva.
And the Apta Pramana is from the divine life of Bhagavan Sri Krishna when Sri Krishna had initiated the power of third eye for Arjuna on the battlefield. Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, "But you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you the divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence." In the Hindu Purana, the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of the third eye, and he beholds the Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshanam. And in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which contains a description of Bhagavan Sri Krishna in that form, it's completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan through that deity.
And the Atma Pramana for this, in Swamiji's own words, the first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 directions, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel and experience all of that as me. And the Pratyaksha Pramana?
Empirical evidence in 2004 had given the opportunity to the global scientific community to see for the first time inside the brain of an avatar. And they had studied, measured, and compared this metabolic cell activity of the brain in conscious and meditative which is the open third eye state, using positron emission tomography. And they saw when doing daily activities, high activity is measured in the brain where third eye is located, and when in deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active, and almost 90% of the rest of the brain is at peace. And here we have these Sakshi Pramana, the experiences, the results of the Balasams who manifest, and as well, not just the Balasams, but also the initiated disciples. This rare sacred and science of third eye awakening is being made available to humanity for their ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all bounds of time, space, and matter. And through the initiation, millions of people have benefited from this whole Diksha. So now let us get ready for the demonstration of the powers of third eye. If you have ever wondered what it would be, if this is real, or whether you've ever wondered if these kinds of videos or these kinds of demonstrations are ever real, understand that when it is from the space of oneness with the Guru, from the space of oneness with Paramashiva himself, he never ever gloats or has any wrong perception about himself. Now we'll be witnessing the darshan in just a few hours, and before that, let's see exactly what is our possibility with this demonstration of the Shaktis of Paramashiva.
Yes, so now with me, I have this I-band. And this I-band is certified by ophthalmologists, and in front it is just thick opaque plastic sheet, and in the back thick sponge, also you can see. And this will not allow any type of light to enter around my eyes, near my eyes. And usually it said that without light one cannot see. So this will be covering all the light around my physical eyes. And with the grace and blessings of Swamiji through my third eye, I will be reading any comment that any of you put in the YouTube comment section. So this eye band will be put on my eyes. It will also cover the bridge of the nose, and in these two holes, my eyes will be going into. So this eye band will be put on my eyes by a volunteer. And then any of you watching us live on YouTube right now, you can put your comments in the YouTube comment section, and I will be reading the YouTube comments. You can put anything you would like, a sequence of emojis, numbers, letters, words, anything, even if it does not make sense. So yes, now a volunteer will be putting this eye band on my eyes, and all of you can see as she puts it. Yes, you can move a little to the left. Yes. And I will be turning to my right, left, up, and down. So all of you can see that the eye band is put properly and there's no gaps anywhere around my eyes. And now anyone watching us on YouTube right now live, you can put any comments you would like me to read in the live YouTube comments, and we will also be projecting the comments for all of you. The comments are going to be projected. All of you can post anything you would like. It can be a sequence of emojis, numbers, letters, words, sentences. It can even be something that does not even make sense. So the last comment we have is from Prabjot Gill, who has put, "Ma'am, my friend would like a body scan and he would like to know how he can get a stable life and manifest what he wants." And above that we have Prabjot Gilaya, who has also put 3 smiley emojis with its eyes closed. And then above that we also have Paramashanta Dharma, who has put 3 Om emojis with purple backgrounds and 3 nose emojis. Yes. And anyone else who would like to put in your comments, you can put it in before we move on to the next power. So now I have this book with me. It is Uncommon Answers to Common Questions. You can stop the screen share so everyone can see it. Yes, so I have this book with me. And now I'll be opening a random page in front of all of you and be reading the page. So I've opened a random page and now I'll be reading the contents of this page. This is page number 70 and 71. And next to 70, it says the simple truth straight away. And on page number 71, it says the same thing, the simple truth straight away. And so all of you can see this is page number 71 and 70 and 71. And now I'll be opening another random page. Okay, so I've opened a random page. And now I'll be reading the contents of this page, any paragraph. So this is page number 134 and 135. And on 134, it says body's structure or anatomy, such as X-rays, CT scans, or MRI, PET, produces images of the functions of the brain through the metabolic activity of cells. An analog of glucose is attached to a radioactive PET tracer. The PET scanner then images the metabolically active brain areas at any given time. So that is the first para, and it is actually a continuation of the para on page number 133. So all of you can see. Yes, and now with that, do we have any more comments? Okay, so now with that, we will now be going into the next power, the power of body scanning. So I request the volunteer to now remove the IBAN. Yes, so all of you can see the IBAN is just as it was before. There is nothing added or removed from it. And now we'll be getting into the next power, the power of body scanning. So this power of body scanning awakens the ability to scan any type of illnesses, diseases, or medically diagnosed issues for anyone. And it also awakens the ability to also scan the problem. So it also gives us the ability to scan the solution for the problem through the awakened third eye. So the Shastra Pramana for this power of body scanning comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra.